Without further ado, I'm going to turn this over to Shalene Nightingale. Yeah.
Thank you. We're all in this together. Clap for each and every single one of you. We must unite. This fighting and bickering, I saw it with poor Larry. I mean, I saw it during their poor, it just was terrible, wasn't it, Larry? I mean, I was watching people fight. Oh, no, it's got to be Ken Miller. No, Larry Naratelli. No, Shalene Nightingale. No, we should have gotten behind one candidate, one. Why were we fighting? Look what happened. We ended up with Meg Whitman as a so-called conservative. That's how we get an oligarchy system. Divide and conquer, divide and conquer. It's not about saving party. It's not about saving our social club. It's about saving the United States of America.
That's right.
Today, and we just released the press release while we've been here, Sheriff, how many here know Sheriff Joe Arpaio? He endorsed our campaign today. Better endorsements than the so-called conservative. We also have, how many here know who Virgil Goode was? He was a Republican congressman, very good on our side of illegal immigration. He just endorsed us. Howard Phillips, who worked with Ronald Reagan, was on the Ronald Reagan administration and started the U.S. Taxpayer Party, which now is the Constitution Party. He just endorsed us. How many here know Congressman Tom Tancredo, former presidential candidate? He endorsed us. Chuck Baldwin endorsed us. G. Edward Griffin, preacher from Jekyll Island, endorsed us. We have a lot of key endorsements. National Veterans Coalition, I could go on and on. Because guess what? And most of them were all Republicans. But guess what? They see that the time is now. And how many here know we have the California State Military? I learned it from Mark. Hi, Mark. I actually learned it from Mark, who gave me the tip. I just met them this past weekend, and they told me, Shalene, we're ready to be armed to be on the border. And that army, that reserve is under the governor. I will be sending them to the border. If you think it's bad now, what do you think it's going to be like 10 years from now? It's not going to get better. We can't keep voting evil and think it's going to get better, because it is not. So what if we lose some elections? This isn't a chess game. This is the game of life. So I came here tonight imploring you. I can't tell you how to vote. You have your freedom, but that freedom to vote is waning.
As governor, do you have a strategy for working with our out-of-control liberal legislature in Sacramento?
Absolutely, and I have talked to constitutional attorneys. I've talked to as many people as possible. The best solution that we can do to rid special interests is to make legislature go part-time, first and foremost. Way of funding. I've spoken to we have a lot of union, like I told you, we have a lot of union people that are supporting us, and they have told me, find a different way to fund us. Find a different way, because you do that, it will diminish our strength as well. Another thing that we need to do, look, I'm going to be the cleanup crew. I'm elected, trust me. There isn't going to be, because people have asked, well, how are you going to work with the legislature? They're going to be mad at you. Well, first of all, when they go in, they're not going to have much time to do much of anything. But I'm going to have to do cleanup. We have too much regulation, too many unconstitutional laws. Here's, for instance, before you ask your question, I just found out, and I did not know this. I spoke to a constitutional expert on the phone a couple of days ago, and Prop 187, which I fully support, we have 834B that's in the books. Well, judicial activism, once again, took that out. However, what I just found out, that wasn't constitutionally correct. That is still a law, and we're being fed a lie. The only way that could have been overturned was through Congress making an amendment, or through the Supreme Court, and that went through the district court. So when I get up there, I'm going to say, you did this wrong, this is in the books, this is law. So that's gonna, we're gonna have to turn on the water, we're gonna have to, the imports, export, deal with that, put our, get our military trained and put them on the border. It's gonna be a lot of cleanup. But if we diminish them by saying, I don't need you, and by putting them part-time, and then we, the people, becoming citizen legislatures ourselves, will really help put that back into control. And another thing, one more thing, I'm so sorry, voting, again, it's up to us to vote. And I mean this, what's her name, very evil, Lori Sedana, she's gonna be gone, she's in San Diego, she's the one who tried to bring in another, anti-gun law. Well, it didn't pass. Last night it was killed. There's a perfect opportunity for those that live in San Diego to find somebody conservative, somebody constitutional, somebody liberty-minded to replace her. So it's really going to be a combination of all of us working together. And that's a really great question. It's still out there, Jerry Brown, Meg Whitman. If you want to debate, I'm more than happy to debate with you. Oh. Any other questions before I hand it off to George? Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Sound like a typical government candidate for California to do it? No. I've never heard anything like that before. Well, we got another government candidate. Larry Naratelli.
At the end of it. And the answer to every question on the quiz is yes on 23. So when I ask you the questions, you're going to say, what?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. After the first Persian Gulf War, the enemies of our country realized that we could not be defeated militarily. Because of capitalism, we had the strongest military in the world, we had the strongest economy in the world. So they decided to get together and figure out a way with those left-wing radicals that are now in the White House to undermine our economy, to undermine our system of government, to undermine our military strength. And the way they wanted to do that was to undermine our economy. So they got together and they thought up the global warming fraud. Now, it doesn't matter that we've been coming out of an ice age for the last 10,000 years, and the planet's been warming ever since. Before man was here and since man was here. They wanted to come up with an excuse to cap our energy supplies. And they went after carbon dioxide. In my son's school district, where he goes to school, he goes to public school, they had just issued school construction bonds, $25 million of school construction bonds, to put solar panels over the parking lot. Now, it's at 2% interest. But those school construction bonds are being used to put solar panels up. They're not being used to build additional classrooms. That money has to, how are those things paid back? They're paid back by the taxpayers. They're paid by the taxes. How much is that $25 million in solar panels going to save? It's going to save $7.5 million of energy costs over the next 25 years. Now, did they save any money? This is the government mandates that are coming down. They've actually tripled the energy costs for that school district. And guess what he's being told now? He's being told that one of his classes is canceled because there aren't enough students that will take that class. But all of his other classes have 50, 60, even 75 students to one teacher.
Oh my God.
75 students to one teacher in one of his classes, one of his math classes. Because they've had to cut the budget, they have had to cut the teachers, they've had to cut the school construction, they've got their non-pollution greenhouse gas